Halls of 4 seasons lost. In Austin, I stalled, pause. My eyes crawl to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Though dice and woes of life, love deprived, looking to revive. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise, crystal chandeliers, motives reflected. Often mirrors appear, put, grinning from ear to ear. Craving the rain in the grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near, stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. You can see.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. I'm your host, Matt Clark. Of course, today is Friday, and I'm going to be joined by my boy, Drew Henthorn of HuskerDrewPicks.com. And yes, Drew, we're going to be talking about your UNC boys, but we're not talking about that now. That's at the end of the show. So
we can fill a whole hour with just that game.
No, we ain't gonna talk about it. Ain't nothing to talk about no UNC for no hour. We got other stuff to talk about. We got to talk about the Lakers and Spurs being tied.
I don't even want to talk about that.
Their remaining schedules. We got to talk about the NFL and AB and his idioticness. We got to talk about Bobby Wagner, going to the Rams because your Cowboys didn't want him.
Did the Rams not have a salary cap? That's all I want to know.
I'm just saying. Go ahead, bro.
No, I just don't understand how they keep signing all these players.
Dude, they obviously got room,
Dallas is in such a bad position that we can't get anybody.
Well, because you have to learn how to redo the salary cap, and people have to rework their contracts, and we know Dak ain't gonna do that. So Dak is about getting paid, and had the Cowboys went ahead and paid him a couple years ago, there wouldn't have been an issue. But no, they did not do that. So your Cowboys are in their own place because of that's their fault. That's all I can say about that. But anyway, let's start out with the Lakers and Spurs. There's 6 games left.
You know what? Lakers didn't play bad last night.
No,
they just don't have anybody. They rolled a G League team out on the floor last night and actually played all right.
Well, they're okay. We're going to talk about them tonight. They got AD and LeBron supposed to play tonight against the Pelicans.
Huge game against New Orleans. That's a big game in LA Friday night.
This is what I got. I put up the remaining schedules, Drew, and it's got
right in front of me.
The Lakers, San Antonio, and Pelicans, all three, because the Pelicans are 2 games up. So if the Lakers beat the Pelicans tonight, they
got to win. They got to win these next. They got to win Friday, Sunday.
Yes,
in LA. They got to beat the Pelicans and the Nuggets.
They got to win all 3 home games, a minimum.
Yeah, got to beat Oklahoma City, Denver, New Orleans, and they got to win one of the road games. I think they got to go 4-2.
And I think they'll beat the Warriors because they've owned the Warriors this year for some unknown reason. The Warriors can't seem to beat them. The Suns with a big lead. The question is, will they shut down or will they continue to roll because of their lead in the overall?
That Denver game on the last game of the year, that could be one they could win too.
Well, I think that Jokic is going to play because he's still in the MVP race at that point.
Right.
But I look at that and I'm like, okay, let's say if Giannis wins the 2-time MVP, do you put him in the same class as the other 2-time MVPs? You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
Do you put him in the same class as you do Kareem, LeBron, Magic, Bird, Michael? Okay, or do you and Wilt and them and Russell, or do you stick them over in the corner like you do Steve Nash?
I'd probably put him over in the corner like I do Steve Nash.
Yeah. Because Steve Nash, that second one was ridiculous.
We've talked about this before. I'm not a big Jokic guy. I think he's a great player, but I don't know that I would.
I agree with you on that. But so do you put, if Giannis wins back-to-back, do you put Giannis? Well, he didn't win.
I think so.
He didn't win last year, did he? Jokic won last year, right?
No, Giannis won last year.
Okay, Giannis won last year. No,
this would be 3 in a row.
No, this would be 2 in a row.
2 in a row.
Yeah, because Jokic won before, remember? So this will be 2 in a row. Do you put Giannis over there in the same area as Kareem, Magic, Bird, Michael, and those guys, and Kobe, or do you put him still over in the corner with Steve Nash or Jokic?
Well, I don't know. He's kind of in no man's land between them both right now. For me, he's pretty good.
Yeah, well, he
I
showed up
mean,
big last night.
He's getting better.
I mean, he took him down last night, but those fouls at the end, that one on Kevin Durant where he missed both free throws, and that foul at the end with 3 seconds, I'm like, bro, he missed that. He should have made that. The referee bailed him out with 3 seconds to go. I'm like, in the playoffs, they're not going to call that foul.
Nope.
And that's the problem I have with NBA officials. If you're not going to call it this is a playoff game, then call it like a playoff game. Don't let him off the hook, because that was a bunch of BS. That was a horrible call. Yeah,
and then, you're looking at San Antonio, they draw Portland twice. You got at home, you got to figure they win both those games.
Yeah, well, you got to figure they win, and they're three. They've got to win both those games. Plus, what's the other one?
I tell you that where it boils down for them is Golden State Saturday night in San Antonio. If they win that game, then they'll finish 3-3. I don't think they beat Denver, Minnesota, or Dallas.
Well, Dallas hates them.
Yeah, and Dallas have something to play for that last game of the year too, because they're playing for seeding.
Well, and then because I look at it, but now the question is,
who wins the tiebreaker?
Well, no, San Antonio has the tiebreaker.
Yeah, so
and
the Lakers need to go 4-2, and San Antonio needs to go 3-3.
Well, my question is, how many games has the Lakers lost by 20-point leads?
45.
Lost? What?
Oh God!
I mean, how many?
A ton.
Like 5, 6, 7. I mean, just blow
a lot.
I mean, just ridiculous. If you win those games, you don't have to worry about what's going on now. You know what I'm saying? Now you look at the Pelicans; they got to play at the Lakers, they got to play at the Clippers, then at the Kings. Okay, at the Kings.
Hold on, let me pull them up so I can follow along here with you. All right, you got at the Lakers. Let's call that a loss.
Yep.
At the Clippers. Let's call that a loss.
Yep. At the Kings,
and then
who knows? That's
Sacramento, that's a win. Portland should be a win. At Memphis, a loss, and Golden State.
Yep.
So they could easily go 2-4.
2-4. And remember, I think that's why tonight the Lakers have to win to beat the Pelicans tonight.
So if the Lakers beat the Pelicans tonight, do the Lakers have the tiebreaker against the Pelicans? I think the
Lakers have the tiebreakers to go to the
that's a huge game tonight.
Seed, whatever. So that's a huge game.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got to win that. But right now, the Pelicans are in the driver's seat because they're 2 games up.
So if Lakers win tonight, they're done. If they lose tonight, they're done.
If they lose tonight, they're done.
Yeah, I think so too.
But that's why they got AD coming back. And my thing is this: you have AD coming back for the playoffs. Okay, well, LeBron is LeBron 90%? Is AD 90%? Or they're both 100%?
Yeah, I mean, me and you as Laker fans are wishful thinking, dude. Yeah. I mean, even if we make the playoffs, we're going out in one game.
Yeah, I'm not happy. But all I want to do is I want to start wearing my Lakers stuff again because.
I would love to see the Lakers get healthy and see them play the Suns in the first round.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they beat the Suns. I know they'll get one.
No, they'd win a couple games. I think
2.
Maybe 1, maybe 2.
Yeah, because the Suns right now are 9-1 in their last 10 games, and the Grizzlies are 9-1 in their last 10 games, and the Mavericks is 7-3 in their last 10 games.
I'll tell you what, our 2 sleeper picks are doing pretty good. You with your Grizzlies and my Mavericks.
Yep. Both of them are doing good. I mean, they're in there, but
now are they is that a 4-5? Let me look here. Playoffs.
Well, right now,
right now the 4-5 would be Golden State and Utah. And
which I'm gonna take Golden State.
Dallas and Denver would be that. But see, Denver's got things to play for because they could get into the 5.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's why I think that Laker game against Denver at the end of the year is huge.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's huge. I mean, you want to. That's the thing. When you look at those teams right now, Minnesota has an outside chance to catch Denver. Yep. If Denver drops 3 or 4 in a row, and what's Minnesota got left? Let's look at their schedule. I mean, I just sit there and I look at that and I'm like, man, this thing is not even remotely over. I mean, everybody's playing for spots right now. You know what I'm saying?
So Minnesota has Denver, huge game. At Houston, that's a winner. Washington, that's a winner. San Antonio, that could be a winner. And then they end the year with Chicago at home. And Chicago
Chicago's playing
may not have anything to play for.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah. It depends on where they are. At the end of the year, where Chicago, they're going to be 4. Right. They're going to be 3.
I mean, technically, you could see Minnesota rattle off 5-6 games in a row.
You would think. And they've been playing really well too. But at the same time, it's just going to be interesting to see what it breaks down to. Because Drew, when I look at it, I'm going, man, it's really tight right now with the schedule. You know what I'm saying? It's really tight. And you look at all these teams, and but I just look at it like this: Lakers, you have to go 4-2 minimum. Minimum, you got to go 4-2.
Yeah, they lose tonight, it's over.
I think if I don't see, I think Brandon Ingram has everything to play for simply because he's pissed because the Lakers got rid of him for AD. But he ain't AD though. But at least he's healthy enough to stay on the court.
LeBron's got to be LeBron tonight. He's gonna have to go for 35,
at least
38,
at least. And because it's like when you look at the Nets, they don't know what kind of team they are. I mean,
LeBron should be rested. He should be rested. He hasn't played in a week.
Yeah, well, but we're gonna see how it works. But the AD's got. But the thing is this: it depends on which AD we see. Is this the defensive closing off the middle, blocking shots, completely taking the lane away AD, or is this AD that's been all year long before he got hurt?
Well, if anything, he opens up the floor tonight. You can't go and double team and double team Westbrook or LeBron anymore.
Well, they don't double team Westbrook anyway. Who the hell's double teaming Westbrook for what?
Well,
let him go crazy.
Anymore.
Let him go crazy.
Yeah. And he might. Hey, and that he could be the key to tonight's game. Westbrook, he gonna need 20.
Well, my problem with Westbrook is that is he gonna know where to fit in now? The AD's back. Because he took over when LeBron and AD both were out. He's played 2 good games. These last couple games. Let's give him credit. Because how
he did. He actually played pretty good last night.
That's what I'm saying. The last 2 nights, he's done well. I'm gonna give him props, except for his interview when he left the thing the other day. Like, you're an idiot, dude. You played well. This is not about giving you credit. The guy asked you a simple question. What do you think you guys need to do? And then he went off like it's about him. You're not in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
You're not in Houston. You're not in Washington. Okay, you in LA, bro. You with the Lakers. You wanted to be there. Now you understand the pressure involved on a winning franchise that's going to the next level. So,
he's probably going to be back next year. I mean, unless they cut him.
No, they're not taking him back. Somebody will take him.
Well, I don't know.
Okay, first of all, who thought he was going to get
Sacramento? We got to trade him for Buddy Hield straight up.
Trade him to Sacramento. Sacramento needs somebody to come in there. He's got a name.
Yeah.
He'll do his triple-double mess. He'll do all that. Okay, he'll
That'd be a good trade. I'd trade him in a heartbeat straight up for Buddy Hield.
I think somebody's going to trade him. I think somebody will take him because they got to get rid of some money, so that'll free up $48 million next year off of their salary cap.
What do they do? They trade. They do a sign and trade and cut him on the first day, and then re-sign, and he signs with somebody else.
Whatever. So anyway, that's what I'm saying. The Lakers are going to get rid of him. Somebody will take him, and especially freeing up $48 million off your deal off one guy. That's a lot of money. Yep. Plus, you're going to get people in the stands. So there are teams that will take that trade simply because it's Westbrook and they want a free cap space to open up for the following year. Because the draft next year is going to be pretty good. This year is not bad, but next year is going to be pretty good. Because you got some of these older guys that necessarily didn't come out as freshmen that will have another year under their belt, which I believe that everybody should play at least 2 years in college. I don't think you should be one and done. I don't think you're ready. Because most of these kids come after 1 year, they're still not ready. But, they're not going to do that because those agents got to get paid. They know that if these guys don't get their money right now, they're not going to get it. You know what I'm saying, Drew?
No.
Those kids aren't.
No, I agree.
So
I agree.
But anyway, so that's the.
Plus, I don't think it's fair to the university either. But
I mean, that's what I'm saying. But Drew, I'm saying that's why it should be 2 years. I mean, because remember, Magic left after 2. Isaiah left after 2. So to me, 2 years, that gives you 2 years. Then you can decide, and you're a little bit more of a man, and you can handle the rigors of the schedule, of what's going on. You can get antiquated with what it's like to really be around women, to really just give you anything you want. So that allows them to have that extra year to kind of become more mature, is the word I'm looking for, I guess, more mature. So, okay, let's go on to the NFL so we can get into your this last 10 minutes, so we can get into your heels in the Final Four. And, let's talk about how is it Eric Church that decided not to go to cancel his concert?
Canceled his show in Fort Worth to go to the ball game.
I mean, that's just, anyway, we'll talk about that later. Okay.
I mean,
I know
that had to be a pretty penny.
Well, he didn't give a shit. I mean, they don't care at that stage.
Yeah, I mean,
Everybody got their money back, but the problem is, what about those people?
It's Duke Carolina. I mean,
Well,
I
but
get
true,
it.
but what about those people who booked hotels?
Oh, yeah.
Who
Well,
got
then he said
babies?
you refunded the ticket. Well, you just refunded what the face value was on the
Right.
ticket. You didn't
That's it.
refund the secondary market.
Well, the secondary market, what are they going to do?
Well, you don't do anything. You just get what the face. If they honor the ticket, so let's say that he cancels that show and then he says he's going to come back in 6 months. Well, they'll honor the ticket, but you got to wait for the 6 months, or you can get your refund, which is the face value
Face
of the
value.
ticket,
And if it's second, well,
which
if
is
you
probably like $80.
$80, and you bought it for what? You see where the Eagles
300.
tickets were going for $7,000
Yeah,
and stupid
so
stuff. I mean,
dumb.
that's dumb.
That's
man.
such a money grab. It's such a joke.
But they aren't getting the money.
They've been playing for 40 years and then charge people $1,000 to go watch their
Well,
show.
to me, I think it's that you should do a deal where you can only buy 1, 2 tickets, well, 4 tickets, whatever it is, and tickets.
I'm in
can
total agreement. That I mean, they make it to where like right now to sit lower bowl in New Orleans for Duke Carolina, you're looking at $5,000.
Yeah, it's stupid.
I mean, you can't go. Who can go to that game?
And,
I mean,
Drew,
your
a
top
lot of
1
people.
percenters.
A lot of people.
I mean,
A lot of people. That's
well,
who
yeah,
can
but
go. I mean,
the
look
1 percenters. I mean, those are the people that are going to go.
look at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And one of my friends, she was there, and she was like right there on the 40-something yard line on the second row. So how much did her boyfriend pay for that ticket? And she's sitting by a couple of rappers. Of course, she's doing videos of who
I mean,
she's
if I had
around.
an extra $5,000 laying around, I'd probably go to the game. But
Of course you would.
I mean, it's just. But the thing is, there's so many bad seats in the Superdome. I went in '94 when they won, and I mean, and I didn't know anything about seating charts back then.
Uh-huh.
And you get put in that third level in the Superdome,
You can't see
they
anything.
look like mice running around.
Well, that's the thing about the beauty of it being in Dallas, because you had that gigantic screen. You can watch the game right there.
Yeah, but see, if I'm gonna do that, I'll just sit down with my bottle of Crown in front of my TV.
Well,
but
it's still nothing like going to the Final Four and the ambiance.
Well, I've been,
arena,
I get it. I've been
I
to the
know.
Final Four, and it was fun. But if now going back again, like I was talking to J-Dub, and we were talking about going Monday night. If it's KU Carolina,
Oh, you
the
got to go
championship
to that,
game tickets. The championship game tickets half the cost, maybe more than that.
Yeah,
You can sit courtside for the championship game, $1,500. But I mean, for the Saturday night game, I mean, it's outrageous.
Oh, it's gonna be crazy. You know that, brother. You know that. So, okay, well, let's get into NFL.
How many tickets you think Jordan's got to the game?
Many as he wants.
Yeah. I mean, there's just going to be a who's who of it will be a who's who of celebrity of Duke Carolina at that game.
Oh, you know that, and the whole thing is all of them got money to spend.
Oh yeah, isn't that
They
crazy?
all got money to spend on both sides.
Everybody in New Orleans is going to be making some money.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is this: I was saying how Oklahoma City is. We're building up our hotel base because how much fun I try to tell people how much fun would be in an NBA All-Star game in Oklahoma City. These people have no idea how much money that brings in. Now clearly we can't do a Final Four or anything like that, but we do get a round of the first round games in 2026, I believe, or 2027. We get a first round game again, which it's packed here, and we're going to have the crowds to do it, but that's about as far as we can go because other than that,
I miss the good old days. I can remember going to the Final Four with Randy and my granddad in '84, and we watched Louisville play Duke with Purvis Ellison and Johnny Dawkins. It was at Reunion Arena.
Uh-huh.
24,000 people at the max, and that was where the national title game was.
Yeah, but it's about money.
It is.
It's about money, and people go and it, you know what though, Drew? What it does is it allows people who would never get a chance to go to go.
Mm-hmm.
People. You're talking 60,000. I mean,
you're right.
There's a lot of people who would never get a chance to go get now.
You remember how bad some of those seats were in San Antonio?
Oh God.
God. I mean, horrible. But anyway.
Oh, go, Dave. But anyway, let's get to the NFL. We're going to talk about AB being pissed off, talking about how he, all these people getting money, he can't get paid. And let's rewind a little bit. You were going to make $1 gazillion in Pittsburgh, but you wanted out. And you posted a video in the locker room, Facebook Live, of your coach giving a post-game speech. Then you get traded to the Raiders. You're on a Thursday. You just got to wait till Tuesday to get 30 million guaranteed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And next thing I know,
It's,
2 days later, you're like, I'm free, floating around like a bird in your backyard. So then,
yeah. We might need an intervention
oh, dude,
on that guy.
then he talks about, I'm like, bro, you're never going to get Devontae Adams money. You're never getting Tyreek Hill's money because you're an idiot. Every time somebody gives you some money, you act like a fool. I mean, you go to Tampa Bay because Tom Brady gives you a chance. You win the Super Bowl and you get mad like he's not going to give you catches. He knows how many catches you get. He's going to give them. What did he do for Gronk? Gronk breaking the game so he can get his bonus. You think you got one more game? You're not going to get 5 catches in 2 games? You're not going to get 5 catches? Your ankle? I mean, he just wears me out. Like, I love it. Shannon Sharp was like, bro, why don't you go holler at all your Instagram and Twitter followers who are like, oh, yeah, you the man, AB. Way to tell the man that he ain't nothing. Why don't you go talk to them? Oh, wait, they all broke. Oh, man. But anyway, that's just stupid. That's just crazy to me. Okay, now let's talk about something good. Bobby Wagner, your Cowboys.
Unbelievable.
How strong would they have been with Bobby Wagner? You don't want to give him $11 million? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You don't have to. Well, I don't understand that, Drew.
I don't either.
I don't get that.
Dallas just sitting on their hands, and people thinking Dallas is going to go 12-5 next year.
No way.
Step back. They're going to be lucky to make the playoffs.
I mean, you got rid of.
If they win 9 games, I'll be shocked.
Well, you got rid of Dak's favorite weapon, his safety blanket.
Yeah.
You got rid of that.
Got rid of the best pass rusher.
He's gone. Now, granted,
tight end's gone.
Now, granted, number 11 is going to do really, really well on the other end. Besides DT, he's got the other side of DeMarcus Lawrence, so that helps. But
now, are they going to go get Diggs? Is Diggs going to come?
I don't know.
That's the rumor. That's what they're trying. They're trying to get the brothers down there.
Well, but how you gonna do that? You wouldn't pay Bobby Wagner $10 million. How you gonna pay Trey? How much you gonna pay Diggs?
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have to pay him at least 25 to 28 million.
Yeah.
I mean, he ain't Tyreek and he ain't Devontae, but he right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is.
I mean, he's right there.
He makes them better day one.
Yeah,
he makes them better day one.
I mean, you get him, and you got your boy in the slot. Hopefully, he won't have the drops this year. CD.
Yep.
But bro, where you gonna get the money?
I don't know.
We know Dak ain't coming off none of his paper. We already know that.
Zeke's not restructuring his deal. This is last year.
Yeah, he wants all his money. So,
I don't blame him.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Yeah, how you gonna do that? But I understand.
Yeah, I don't even know that Zeke's going to be the starting running back next year.
He's still going to be the starter. They'll be going back and forth. Yeah, that's Jerry's boy. Jerry loves him, and you know it. That's Jerry's boy, and he's going to take one. Like I tell people, you can like Jerry Jones or hate Jerry Jones or whatever, but he takes care of his boy. No, I'm talking about people. He takes care of his players.
Mm-hmm.
He
does.
For what Randy Gregory did. Because of that language in the contract, that's why that's what else was it?
Well, he acted like he didn't deserve that language.
Right. I mean,
dude, you played like 9 games in 7 years.
And you got who following you?
Right.
Daily, making sure you're where you're supposed to be daily.
And you still can't make it there half the time.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. But Denver's doing everything they need to do. Let's give Denver credit. You know what I'm saying? They're doing everything they got to do to win. But now tell me, what do you think about the Chiefs and the Cheetah? We hadn't talked about that, had we?
A little bit. We haven't talked about the Chiefs. Did they sign the running back?
They signed Jones.
Kid out of...
They signed the Jones kid, Jones from Tampa Bay. So they've got a running back. They got Juju Smith. They got what's his name from the long wide receiver from Green Bay.
Are they in on the running back from Carolina?
Now that I don't know if they are. The question is, are they going to do that? I mean, right now you got a good solid running back room with Jones and Clyde Edwards and Gore.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a pretty good You got a pretty good running back crew. They're gonna get a couple wide receivers. They're gonna get some linemen, and they're gonna get some defense.
Yeah.
I mean, and then at some point you got to find somebody to replace Travis.
Yep.
I mean, he's still good, but you know what I'm saying? They're gonna have some issues there. So,
Mm-hmm.
all right, Drew. Well, let's go take a quick break because I know you want. We're gonna go into your favorite dinner, talk about your heels and everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, hey, everybody, hang on, and we'll be right back with the Unpopular Hour. Okay, I'm back. I had to go give me some fill up my water bottle with some grape Kool Aid, man.
Yeah, there you go.
You know me, I have my
Welch's.
Kool Aid, bro. Why you gonna start me? All right, grape Kool Aid is the best. I don't know what everybody's tripping on, but it's the best.
Hey.
All right, now let's get into it. Let's go on and talk about the Final Four. Here we go.
Yes.
Duke versus North Carolina, Nova, and KU. Let's go ahead and talk about Duke. Go ahead and talk about North Carolina.
It's gonna be it. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm mulling this game over my head all week. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a good game. I think both games are gonna be good. I think giving Jay Wright a week to get his team prepared, even though they're gonna be a little shorthanded, I think they'll give KU all they want for a while.
Right.
I think KU's depth will get Villanova in the end. I just think they'll get them in foul trouble, the big boys, a lot, and KU will work downhill in that game. They're gonna try to take it to the hole. If KU goes out there and shoots a bunch of threes, I'll be shocked.
Yep.
I think they got to pound the ball inside on Villanova and get them in foul trouble and make their living at the free throw line.
So you're saying they're not Purdue?
No, right? Yeah. I mean, let's not pound it inside the 2 7-footers against the guy with the mustache.
Against the guy with the mustache.
I mean, a bad mustache too.
That's the truth, brother. Nasty. It's the truth. You know. But okay, now when I look at the Duke North Carolina, here's my thing with that, bro.
Okay.
Duke on one side, they're playing for a lot.
They are.
North Carolina hates Duke. They would love nothing better than to send Coach K home without a dub, without a national championship. Because guess what? Dean didn't get his championship on his last year either.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the North Carolina would be more than happy to return the favor to Duke and not let their favorite son go away with a championship on top of the world.
Yep.
And now let's get into Eric Church.
Well, I mean, let's finish that thought there. Though. With Duke, Carolina, they're playing on house money. No one thought they were going to be there. Shit, some people thought they weren't even going to make the tournament, right? So, I think with them, they got to come out and just roll the ball out on the floor and play. And honestly, if they beat Duke, they're not winning the national championship game. I don't think so. That to me, that's like you just said, that's their national championship game. If they knock Duke out of that, they can go home happy.
The question, because it's 1-1, right?
1-1.
And there wasn't a close game on either side.
No, they both were. Duke won by 20, Carolina won by 15.
Well, all I know is I'm excited about to see the game. I'm excited for this weekend. This is my favorite time of the year.
I hope that the refs don't get involved and they try to put K in a title game, and I hope they let him play because Carolina. And this is the thing I listened to today. They had your boy Boynton on today, I don't know if you caught it on
No,
ESPNU,
I didn't.
and he was talking about the matchup, and he basically was saying, if Carolina tries to guard Duke with Baycott on Big Boy on what's his name, what's
Oh,
Duke's,
number
yeah, I
two.
can't,
I know
yeah,
what you're talking about.
what's his name? If they try to get him to guard Baccaro, and they get Baycott in foul trouble, Carolina's in trouble. So they're gonna have to go and put Manic or Leaky Black and just switch them two guys off and hopefully keep Baycott out of foul trouble and get the game into a 2 possession game and going into the last 10 minutes. That's their best case scenario,
Right.
which I agree with. They got to stay out of foul trouble.
Well, both of them are going to do what they got to do opposite of what happened in their wins and losses.
Yep.
Carolina's got to have the same philosophy that got them a 20-point win at Cameron. And then on the other side, Duke's got to do the same thing to North Carolina.
And
But North
can
Carolina,
Duke keep R.J. Davis out of the lane? I mean, he went at will at Cameron, and they couldn't keep him out of the lane.
no, they couldn't. And that's the whole thing is,
No.
are they going to go back to a zone, which is what they had to do the last time? I mean, against Arkansas.
And boy, if they go to a zone and they leave Caleb Love and Brady Manick open, can he make shots?
Can you make shots under pressure?
In a cavernous stadium, which as well as I do is going to be tough to shoot in.
That's horrible. People don't understand how the background behind the backboard matters. They just don't get it. I mean, how you
now I do have to say that both of these teams have played this year in big stadiums. I mean,
Right.
They both play in the preseason tournaments, and they both play in these these holiday deals where they have them out in Vegas, and Duke's played probably 10 of those stadiums this year because they do all that. So we'll see. I think Carolina has the advantage down low with Baycott, and I think Duke's got the better overall talent, obviously, but we'll see. I think the spread's probably right where it should be.
Yeah.
4.5.
Well, I'm just sitting here looking at.
I love the over. Give me all that over.
Well, that's not part of what you put on your deal, bro. We ain't talking about no over. You didn't say nothing about no over, man. You didn't say nothing about no over.
It's not game time yet.
Why'd you put that in there, man? You didn't throw that in there on your pick.
I like the under in that KU game, under the 132. I think that's a 50 game.
Yep.
And I think Carolina Duke goes in 84, 60, 84, 78, 84, 80, something like that.
Yeah, this is my thing. Between the Duke and North Carolina, I think the final score will be Duke 78, Carolina 72. I think it'll be a closer game.
I can see that. It's right on the number.
I can see they're going to be. It's going to be a good game. Duke, it may be a little over that, but Duke's going to score points. I think North Carolina, if they can come out and their players who are super exceeded what their expectations and abilities were this year, if they can continue to do that, or if they just run out of gas with that level of talent.
And they go as Caleb Love goes. If Caleb Love has a good game, it'll be tight.
Yep. I mean, because you got to look at North Carolina. The question is, which North Carolina team are we going to see? The ones who played out their minds, or the ones who really showed who they really were all year long? That's the question.
Yep, it is. You're right.
And in the Nova KU game, I was looking at that, and there's this article about Bill Self's dad, watching over him and doing that. And I think that had a lot to do with KU. I think Bill Sr. dying, who I was extremely close to and loved, and of course, Randy and I used to see him quite a bit. I love that man, and I've known him since I was 14 years old. And that whole, the whole Self family. Bill is being knocked around. It is what it is, with the NCAA, but that has nothing to do with what's happening right now. That's later on down the road. Whatever happens with the, whatever the sanctions against them or non-sanctions or whatever is irrelevant. To me, where it is right now is the Self family coming together, the fact that his boys have galvanized behind his dad's loss and galvanized behind their coach. And I just love that, and I love to see Bill get a second. But KU Duke or KU Carolina, I agree. Kansas, I think, would beat Carolina. I think the Duke game would be closer.
Yep.
Now,
Yeah, I
who
do too.
who would you like in that game?
Your logic that you hit me with the other day of, Duke will have an easier task of getting up for that title game if they play Kansas because it's gonna be send Coach K out on top, right?
Yes, 100.
Carolina, if they win, I just don't see how they could get back up to play a KU in that final.
Right.
So I think KU would probably beat Carolina. I think KU beats either Duke or Carolina. I just think they're the better team. But
yep, a better team all year long, really. But like I said,
they're hitting on all cylinders.
They're hitting on all cylinders outside, and like you and I talked about with the Big 12 between Texas Tech, Iowa State, and KU, they all play very physical on defense. The difference is KU can score. And the other two were sometimes.
And I think KU's a bad matchup for Duke. I don't think they match up very well with them.
Nope. And the big boy in the middle, Jesus, that'll be a good thing. But Duke has an advantage there, is that they can come out and spread the floor. But on the other side of it, who's going? Duke does not play good man-to-man defense. You got NBA players in college. They can't play defense in college. They damn sure ain't gonna be able to play one man-to-man in the pros.
And RJ Davis exposed Duke's guards in Cameron.
Yeah, he did. But they'll be going to the league, and he will be too, don't you think? I mean, he might be a second-round pick, or do you think he's a first-rounder?
Who?
Davis.
No, he'll come back next year. He ain't going anywhere.
You think he'll come back?
Now Love's gone. Love's gone.
You think?
Yeah, I think Davis will come back.
Does Manic have another year?
No, he's gone. I think Manic kind of carved himself out a bench spot in the NBA somewhere with his size.
Well, like I've always said about Brady, he's big. He can shoot it. He can't put the ball on the floor. He's one-dimensional, and he can't play defense.
Who's kid from? That's a guy from Butler that played for the Celtics for a while. Guard. Guy broke his leg. What's his name?
He's at whatchamacallit now? He's at
what's his name?
Oh God, we just saw him playing. He can shoot it. He was ridiculous at
Manic
Utah.
kind of reminds me of him.
No,
a little bit.
No, he's not as
a little bit.
No, not even close. No, Brady can't score 20 a game. Brady Manic can't average 20 points a game.
In the NBA, you bring him off the bench. He can come in.
You just compared to him a man who's getting 20 million. I mean, scoring 20 plus points a game.
I did.
Okay, he ain't that guy. So how the hell you gonna compare him?
I didn't say a lot. I said a little.
He's not as consistent.
What is that guy's name?
We just saw him play. I think he's at Memphis, isn't he?
Is he at Memphis?
Because remember he was at Utah, and he started working with Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
And oh God, because he was great until he broke his ankle.
Yeah.
He had the same injury as Paul George, didn't he? Basically.
He did. Yeah. It's a nasty injury.
What
is his name?
I can't think of his name now. I can see him too because they came here and he just wore us out. It's either at Charlotte, maybe he's at Charlotte. Because he just killed. I'm like, man, that's the old guy, but you can tell he's old. And
I don't know. Anyway.
Oh my God! Now you got me going
I know
crazy.
It. I know it.
Gordon
not
Hayward.
On either.
Gordon Hayward.
Gordon Hayward.
Gordon
Yeah,
Hayward.
maybe Brady. Maybe Manic's not as good as him.
No, that's who you were comparing him to. I'm like, are you high? What are you smoking, bro? Come on.
Yeah, I stopped smoking a long time
ago. Dude, you got back on it or something. You loopy. You must have taken some pain pills.
I got to move back to Oklahoma to start smoking
again.
Yeah, it's illegal up here.
By the way, how's that snow going up there?
Hey man, did you see my picture? It was magic. It was gone by 4:00 in the afternoon.
Really? All of that snow?
Dude, yeah, all of it was gone by 4:00.
What happened? Did it heat up?
Came in. We had a little snowstorm. Came in at night and it heated up to about 48 degrees and melted it off.
Dude, I was ready to do the show the other night. Because Trey Young, I'm gonna do it this afternoon. My after the storm, my Thunder post game live stream. So. I had this limb that was about to fall over my power line. Have OG come out They unhook it. Took us an hour and a half to finally get the tree. My cousin got 2 chainsaws stuck in a
Mm-hmm.
tree. I'm like, bro, how do you get 2 chainsaws stuck? I mean, whatever. So anyway, we get the tree down, go do the game. I come back. They're supposed to hook my line back up, right? So I get back. There's no lights in my house whatsoever. So can't do the show. The next day, of course, I'm sick, whatever. So I called them. I was like, hey, what's the deal? They go, well, you have to turn the power back on. I'm like, what? So they came out and rehooked it. But since it was, late, they didn't tell me I have to go out there and flip the power back on. I'm like, well, why didn't you flip it back on? You flipped it off. So, yeah, I was a little unhappy about that. So I didn't get a chance to do that show, but I got to do it. I'm mad about that still. But the weather, the point was the weather got me down with my sinuses, and I was done, man. I hate it. This weather going hot and cold. Has it been doing that to y'all going 80 to 40?
Oh, yeah. We got it. You just constantly stepped up and not feeling good, or I don't know, man.
This has been crazy. Okay.
Pick one or the other.
Now let's get into your HuskerDrewPicks.com because I've got to get into soccer because we are in the World Cup.
I'll tell you what, man. I cannot figure out the Cavaliers or the Hawks. I mean, those guys. Vegas is turning it up, going into the playoffs. They're making these games tougher to pick because I can't figure them out. Not the Cavs or the Hawks. They've been stealing my coins all week.
I noticed that you don't have either one of them on your picks. You got the Clippers plus 7.5.
I got a lot of dogs tonight.
Yeah, Lakers plus 2. Oklahoma City under 221.5. T-Wolves plus 2.
Yeah, because Detroit can't score. Detroit can't score the basketball.
Well, they won.
They did win last night, but they only scored 98 points. So, I love the Clips tonight with Bucks coming off that win last night against the Nets. It's going to be tough to get back up to cover against the Clippers.
Yep. And plus, you got to go across. Now, they're playing at home, though, right?
Yep. Bucks are at home.
Now, what about Lakers plus 2, man?
You just got to love the Lakers tonight. I mean, if the Lakers are going to win a game, I mean, tonight's the night.
You would think, huh? At home, AD coming back. It's a fake deal. Hey, staple, what's it called?
It's must win for the Lakers.
What's it called? The crypt or whatever. The crypt joint. That's got to be going. Now the question is, are the Bloods allowed to come in there, or is it just the Crips?
I don't know. That's great.
Anyway,
and then I got the T-Wolves catching the 2.5 points against the Nuggets. T-Wolves are playing pretty good right now.
They are.
That'll be a good game.
And then your Thunder, of course, home against under 221. I might have to agree finding you getting under on the Thunder on that one because lately I'm like, bro, I've been trying to tell you they've been scoring points, but our points in the paint have been down now that SGA is out, and with our injury report now, Trey Mann is out with a hamstring. So man, it's ugly now with our injury report. I mean, everybody's out, but Lindy Waters had 25 the other night going against Trey. Now Trey had 40, didn't play in the fourth quarter, but. Hey, Drew, he played with us. It wasn't fair.
Right.
It really wasn't.
It was bad.
It wasn't fair.
I mean, that was the lock of the night was the Hawks.
Yeah.
I mean, they're pretty good. They'll make a run in the Eastern Conference.
Well, they've got everything. They've got scores. They've got this. And, we're talking about European players. So my boy Mark Long is like, well, they got 5 European players, but none of them are playing. They're just on the team.
And then one game that I didn't give you that should have been on there, which I thought was last night, but it's tonight, is at Fresno State against Coastal Carolina. Fresno State laying 3 points. I like that.
And you like the Wizards 8.5 plus 8.5.
I do like that's a lot of points. That's a lot of points going on the road. Early start. Nine's a lot.
Yep, it is. It is. So who is if you had to pick a lock out of these, you're gonna take the Lakers, aren't you?
God, boy. I hate locking the Lakers. I think if I was to lock any of them, I'd lock that under in Oklahoma City.
Yeah. It's neither because in Oklahoma City we've been
Detroit coming in late night, just come off the win. Oklahoma City, Detroit doesn't score the ball very well.
Play good defense. Oklahoma City, we don't know which team is going to show up. This team that scores or the team that doesn't. Considering we've given up 130 points 2 games in a row. Or 2 out of 3 games.
I'll give you that. So my picks on the Final Four, since we probably won't talk tomorrow, I'm gonna take the under in the Villanova KU game under the 132.
Okay, so you're doing Villanova under KU 132. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna ride the Tar Heels plus the 5 against Duke.
Yeah, but I don't think that's like riding them. I think that's a good pick. I mean, if you're
Yeah,
talking about
that's a lot of
spending
point.
money, that's a lot of points, especially in that
Yeah,
game. But it may be like what you're saying. The officials may be looking at the fact that it is Duke,
yeah,
North Carolina. They've got to get that W and move on with that. So that probably has a lot to do with it as well. If you bring it up and look at it
yep.
that way. So, well, all right,
And
brother.
then I'll probably sprinkle little something on the over that 151.
Oh, now you're throwing in something. I love it. I love it. Well, all right, brother. I'm gonna finish up here talking about let you go. Talk about a little bit of the World Cup, which I know you're not hip to yet. The fact that we made it, we know where we are now and where our grouping is, and we're in the same group as England and Iran. So, and then of course Ukraine, Scotland, and Wales. And I'm like, how the hell is Ukraine even gonna have a damn soccer team? They're all fighting. How are they going to? I didn't get how you're going to put them in. Now, of course, it's not until November 21st is the start of it. But still, I'm like, how are you going to do that? You know what I mean?
Yep, I get it.
So, but anyway, all right, my brother. Peace out, and we'll
All right,
holler at
brother.
y'all Monday.
Appreciate you.
All right, good luck to your
All right,
boys.
thanks, man.
All right, bye.
Yep.
That was my boy Drew Henthorn of HuskerDrewPicks.com. But like I said, I'm talking a little bit about the USA Soccer. I'm finishing this up. Talking about the USA Soccer team. We did get in. We're going to get in the group. I mean, England, us, and Iran. This I already did this before. They got the final. This I don't know which one of those three actually made it into the group with us in our grouping. But no matter who they are, whether Scotland or Wales or Ukraine, we do have a chance to beat those teams. Hopefully it's us and England coming out of this group. England's always tough. They're a stalwart as far as one of the best football teams, as in football. I'm talking to soccer fans in the world. So that'll be a good grouping. But we did get a better grouping than Canada did. So, and they beat us in our group. So I'm looking forward to see that. And you saw with Mexico, they're in the same grouping as Argentina. So that's going to be interesting. But here we are, England against United States. Gives us a good chance of coming out of this group. Depends on which teams. We should be fully healthy by then when this comes around. So I'm really interested to see that. And, of course, that's in November. It's quite a ways from now. We'll be talking about it over and over. And I'm going to have some soccer people on, and we'll be talking about soccer and we'll be talking about football and world football, not American football, and what's going to happen with that. So, anyway, I want to thank everybody for watching the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark. I want everybody to be safe out there and don't do anything I wouldn't do. Peace out.